For today, up here on the dais, we want to introduce Bob Myers, Warriors General Manager, President of Basketball Operations, and a four-time NBA All-Star and Olympian and the man of the day, and the newest Golden State Warrior, that's DeMarcus Cousins. DeMarcus, welcome to the Bay.
Thank you.
So you're coming to a team that's won 3 titles in the last 4 years. I mean, obviously that's a pretty certainty that any player would look at. But what else excites you about becoming a Golden State Warrior?
Just a chance to play for a winning culture. I also have a chance to play with some of the most talented players of this era. So, those two things alone, I mean, that pretty much sums it up.
The story about how you called Bob Myers has been out there and has been printed and talked about. But Bob, I want to get your perspective on that. Relive that moment for us, if you would. Again.
Oh, man. Well, I say it all the time. You never know what's going to happen in free agency. The year we signed Andre Iguodala, I didn't predict that. Getting Durant, not something that we kind of counted on at all. So this was probably even more, I was more skeptical about something like this than any of those. And those were hard to do. But look, when we talked on the phone, what I said was, whether you come to us or not, you deserve to be in the playoffs. You deserve to play playoff basketball. I'm so excited to watch you play in the playoffs. I can't wait. I think we're going to make it to the playoffs. We used to not be able to say that here, but that's what I said on the phone, Tim. I said, DeMarcus, it's a different game. I mean, that's what every player that plays in the NBA competes for championships. That's what we're all trying to do. That's why I go to work every day. That's why he works as hard as he does. It's about winning championships. And so to have a guy like DeMarcus get on board with that pursuit, it's fantastic for our team, our organization, our city. But I'm so happy for him because there's something different about those games and that journey, those 16 games that you have to win. I think for myself and our team, we'll be living some of that pursuit through DeMarcus.
Yeah, it's interesting, DeMarcus, you had a chance to work with some of the Warriors and your Team USA obligations. Tell me about the experience there, and what did you like about when you the situation when you were playing with Steph Curry, with Draymond Green, so on and so forth?
Well, just to put this out there, my favorite by far is Clay. I mean, our short time together, in the summers, like, for him to be as dull as he is, it's never a dull moment. So I really enjoyed my time with Clay, but they're all great guys. Me and Draymond click right away. We're two goofballs that, like to joke around a lot, so we click right away. Same thing with KD, and same thing with Steph. Everybody knows he's a goofball. So, it's a great group of guys, easygoing people. Maybe outside of Draymond, but it's a great group, and I think we'll mesh well.
Do you still aspire to be the third Splash Brother?
We'll see what happens.
and Bob, when you look at your roster right now with DeMarcus, this is the type of, and no disrespect to any of the other fives that we've had with the Warriors in recent memory, but DeMarcus brings a different skill set, especially on the offensive end.
Well, I mean, look, it's a different dimension, right? It's not something we've ever had as far as a low post threat since I've been here. I'm excited. I hope he's excited. I mean, well, first of all, he's just a good basketball. We all get caught up in positions. Let's just get the best players we can and put them out there, and that's what we've always tried to do. And he fits that criteria. When we were, the day we signed him, we were going through talking to Steve. Steve was with me. We were with Jaron, DeMarcus's agent, and the way we do things is we collaborate. We wanted to hear what Steph thought. We wanted to hear what Draymond, Kevin. I wanted him to talk to those guys and talk to our coach. So prior to him talking to Steve, we had been talking, and Steve said, I want him on the block. We haven't had that threat. We can give him the ball. We can play out of him. And he said, not out on the perimeter. And so Steve was about to get on the phone with DeMarcus, and I said, don't tell him he can't shoot any threes. He's still, if you let Draymond shoot threes, you got to let DeMarcus shoot threes. So Steve said maybe one or two. So I don't know what he said to you, but it's about good basketball players. There's no doubt. I mean, that's simple. Put as many good players on the court, get as many in this organization, and try to go get another trophy.
DeMarcus, over here, you're right. Vern Glenn, KPIX TV. Nice to see you walk in. I'm just curious about the injury as to, from a timetable standpoint, where are you in your treatment, recovery, and how that's been going?
Rehab has been going great. I'm getting stronger and better every day. I'm progressing weekly, which is a positive. And as far as the timetable, we'll sit down and discuss with the team and figure out what's the best, return date. So to be determined.
Thanks, Vernon. Let's go over to Logan.
Logan Murdoch-Berry, News Group. Kind of piggybacking on what Vern said, how do you balance wanting to come back as fast as possible, but also making sure you're as healthy as possible? How are you balancing that right now?
Well, I'm going into the situation. I have to be smart about it. I'm in a unique situation as well where I'm not needed right away. So time is kind of on my side, so I have a chance to get to 100%. And when I feel I'm at that point, we'll make the return.
Over to Mr. Medina.
Hi, DeMarcus. Mark Medina, Bay Area News Group. Have you had any conversations with players in the past that have had injuries with their Achilles, and what perspective do you take from their journeys overall and coming back from it?
I've spoken to a few guys. Former teammate Rudy Gay. I've talked with Wes Matthews. I've spoken with Dominique Wilkins, and I spoke with Kobe as well. And me and Jonas Jerebko have been talking as of recently. So it's just guys that have been through the situation, made their return. I wasn't really looking for, a specific answer to get through it. I really just wanted to see what each guy's mindset was and just kind of compared it to my own. And, some of the positives I took from it and, some I just kind of put to the wayside. But it's an injury that can be, overcome. And I'll make sure that I prove that.
Right down here.
CJ Peterson, SF Bay. DeMarcus, can you kind of chronicle the process of, not receiving any offers from what you said in this offseason? There were some lingering reports that New Orleans did make an offer. Can you speak to that?
I'm going to put it like this. Only me and Dale Demps know what was said on the phone that night. We both know the truth, and I'll leave it at that.
Next up, RC.
RC Davis, Warriors Radio, Warriors Sound. How much is it going to set you back to take that 0 from Pat McCall?
Say that again?
How much is it going to set you back to take that 0 from Pat McCall?
Let's just say Pat's a tough negotiator.
Anybody else have a question? Yes, down here.
Yeah, DeMarcus, Ryan Gorser, San Francisco Examiner. Going off that question about the community service, you held a community meeting about policing back in your hometown of Mobile. What brought that along, and did you have officers from the community there, and what was the content of that?
Well, I mean, it's pretty aware of the current events and the issues we have in our communities, but I was just doing my part to mend or fix the issue, or at least try to get everybody on the same page, gain understanding on both sides, see where both sides are coming from, and it was just a chance to talk, to have dialogue, and I think it was successful. I look forward to doing more, but I understand both sides. One of my AAU coaches was a police officer. I respect him to this day, and I think he's one of the best people to walk this planet. So I understand both sides, but it's still a gray area that needs to be fixed.
go back over to Mark.
Hey, DeMarcus, regarding just the rehab, can you take us through what it's like dealing with just the monotonous nature of it, just knowing how prolonged it is?
Can you repeat that?
Can you take us through what it's like dealing with the monotonous nature of rehab, just given just how there's so much that goes into it and for an extended period of time?
It's the worst. It's honestly just waking up every day doing the same exact thing. Like it can drive you crazy. And but I take it as a test, just another obstacle to overcome, and I just use that as fuel to get to the next step, and then I continue the process. So it's tough, no lie, but I know where I want to be. I know what I'm capable of, and I look forward to being back on the floor.
Logan?
You said in your documentary teaser that you talked to Durant and Steph and Clay and all those guys, and it kind of puts you at ease with your decision. What particularly did any one of them say that kind of puts you at ease to come in here?
Every guy said, let's go get another championship. That was the first thing. And what really put me at ease was just the excitement. You know, they're a well-established team, and they could have easily been like, no, we don't need them, or whatever the case may be. But, I mean, they were excited like a team that's never accomplished anything. So just having that feeling alone gave me a sense of, you know, just being able to relax about it or be calm about the situation.
Let's go to Marcus.
Marcus Thompson with The Athletic. DeMarcus, there's a perception out there that you, Draymond, and Kevin Durant at some point are going to fight. Is this going to happen now because your team just won have it all out brawl? I know you guys are friends, but that's what people think because they see you on the court. Do you just get it in one time to get it out the way?
Might as well.
Next up.
My name is Micah, and when you were growing up, who did you look up to in the NBA, and like what coach did you look up to?
What coach?
Yeah.
Good question.
Well, the players, my favorite players were Shaquille O'Neal, Carmelo Anthony, and Amari Stoudemire. And coach, I didn't really watch basketball for the coaches. I watched for the players.
DeMarcus, you were having a career year basically when you went down with the injury, and I'm wondering, when you go down with that injury, you know the playoffs are coming ahead. It looked like you guys are gonna make it, and obviously the team did. How long did it take for you to get past the fact that finally you get to the playoffs and you can't play?
It sucks, especially being the competitor that I am. You know, that's all I ever played for, and you know, the opportunity and the chance slipped away from me. Things happen, but you know, I'm using this lesson as a way to grow as a player, as a person, and you know, the opportunity to present itself again, and I'll be more than prepared.
Mark?
Hey, DeMarcus, just given the nature of how serious an Achilles injury, but knowing how talented a player you are, what are your expectations for what you will be able to do next season with your game?
My expectations, I plan on coming back being the same dominant player that I was. Even better, actually. Nothing will change.
One right here with these guys. Team picture? Let's go.